the whole of access is here, because it's the end of our first proper day at Gamescom, and if you followed us at E3, you know that we kind of come together to just talk about what we've played and what we've seen in just a little bit of depth, and it's nice. It's nice to stay with us.
Desperate.
I've missed you guys.
Stay. You're back in the room. Anyway, Rob, before we start, you either commit to this hat, right, and I mean this, you commit for this whole video, or you can remove it now.
It's easy, I'm committing.
Is this in response to the person yesterday who said you hadn't made enough of an effort?
Yes.
And now you've got
a little bit upset that someone said that...
Someone tweeted me and said I hadn't made much of an effort. Well, you... Hat.
Chapeau.
Let's go. I saw Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain and it was amazing.
Do you see a theme here? Like every video is Rob going,
Metal
Gear Solid
But we saw what we saw at E3, the same level area mission, but it was a completely different way of approaching it. And it was still stealthy, but it seems there's like a million different ways you can be stealthy in that game. And Dave saw it as well, and he's not a massive Metal Gear fan like I am, but even he was really, really excited about it.
I was.
And you can put C4 on a Jeep, and then use the Fulton recovery system on that Jeep. So the Jeep lifts into the air, and you can detonate it in the air and blow up an enemy helicopter that way.
That's the thing you can do. You can also jump on like a crate and use the Fulton recovery system to use that to lift you up to then jump off and get onto a higher level.
And just quickly, we're going to have another video going more in depth about this, about what we thought about it, but the base building thing, Mother Base, where you can build your own base with resources you get from the world, that's multiplayer. You can invade other people's bases, and other people can invade yours, and you've got to set up your base so that other people have to sneak through it, and you can sneak through other people's bases and steal their stuff. So they could come back from a really hard mission, like, oh man, that was really hard. Where's all my stuff?
Oh, you mean you could troll people?
Rob's stolen it.
Because you know how you said last time, you were like, you can get like sheep and stuff. Right? Imagine, I broke into Rob's base, and it's just sheep, and like nothing else but sheep that he's used the Fulton recovery system on.
I don't understand any of what's being said. What are you talking about?
Kojima Land.
And he had a secret game, which he didn't tell anyone about.
Yeah.
We got back after doing our roundup yesterday. We talked really briefly about PT, this demo which you can play right now on PS4. Turns out it's a new Silent Hill game being made by Kojima and Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Is that big news?
Which
Thanks,
is insane.
Internet.
It's a little announcement, isn't it?
Well, we can't play it because we're stuck at Gamescom and all our PS4s
So
at
if you
home.
can play it, go play it and
tell us what
you
it's
think, because we have no idea.
What did Dave? What else did you see today?
I saw Project Cars, Rob, which it's about.
Dave is the driving game expert on staff. Everyone's kind of got a thing.
Expert.
The bar isn't high.
Can I have another thing as well? Like car games.
Horror games as well.
No, I'm not having that one. That's mad.
Project Cars.
That's you, Rob.
Tell us about Project Cars.
Project Cars
Horse
is.
grooming games.
Did you know it's in 12K? Deal with that. Deal with that. That's 4 times.
Super aggressive.
That's 3 4K TVs lined up. They said they couldn't even fit it in the room if they wanted to show us at full resolution.
What am I going to do with all those K?
I don't know. Just look at them and go in your eyes.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I mean, it looks amazing. Obviously, it's like all the cars. They said all the tracks ever. They said great things about how they didn't want to mess about with you. You start with a Mini Cooper and then you upgrade it. So you have every car is available at the start. Every car, every track is available right at the start. But aside from all that stuff, it's obviously great. It looks amazing. Most excitingly for me was the Project Morpheus support, which I put on my face.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then I looked around in the car, and it was a real car, and I was in the car. It was amazing, and it has an actual gameplay advantage because of the added depth of perception. You know how far away things are.
Right, okay.
You're totally aware of the other cars.
I've always thought that I am worse at driving in games than I am in real life. Which makes me in my car. Maybe that's not true.
It's not true. No.
Having a controller is much harder than a steering wheel.
I guess, but you can have steering wheels.
You can't drive.
Yeah, we said this. Like Rob can't drive, so the three of us, Nate,
Dave and myself,
just
not legally
drive.
Yeah.
You can't, but you also tried Morpheus.
Yeah.
So does that make it like easier or
It did.
worse?
I was actually better at the game with Morpheus.
Is it like realistic enough that you could learn to drive?
No.
Right.
I mean, no, I'm not condoning
You heard me
that
here
ever.
first.
That would be mad, but
Madness.
it is great.
It was much
my
easier
idea
to
for
judge
Morpheus
quality.
Car Learning Simulator 2017.
Why don't you just talk about Bloodborne?
Why don't you stop chastising Dave and talk about Bloodborne, which
I will.
looks incredible. Actually, Nate, you've had a lot of time with Bloodborne the last 24 hours.
we played it. I played it a lot yesterday. Before anyone got onto the show floor, we were just kind of stood on the booth, just playing it for ages. And then today, Hollie and I went into a presentation with the producers, with their the producers from Sony, one from Europe and one from Studio Japan, and they were kind of explaining a bit about the differences between this and the Dark Souls games. And you can go super in depth about it, but basically, like the top line thing is they want to kind of draw people into kind of trading blows in combat. They don't want people to hide behind their shields. I'm not even sure the game has shields. I think that was like...
I haven't seen a shield, let's put it that way.
I think they maybe mentioned that they don't have shields. So they always have firearms in the offhand. And your strategy around combat has to be like, I guess fast movement is a thing. But also there's you can, when enemies attack, if you get them with your gun just as they're about to hit you, they will recoil and they become vulnerable to a kind of a back strike
counter.
Style counter. So it was just about how they're forcing you to kind of confront enemies and deal with kind of different combat situations.
And we saw a new area as well.
Yeah, we did.
Completely. Really creepy, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a separate video, much like this MGS video, to speak about.
Going more in depth.
Speak about that. And talking of Dark Souls style games, also Lords of the Fallen, I had another go at a different boss. I was doing really well.
You had a walkthrough with like the lead guy, like he literally sat with you and like, come on now, and twice you've impressed him.
He might make everyone feel as special as me, but he made me feel really special. I did okay. I'm still really enjoying it. It's still got a very slightly different feel, especially to Bloodborne, which seems like an evolution on Dark Souls. But it feels like also something I'm going to definitely play on PS4 before Bloodborne arrives.
Did you beat the boss?
Let's talk about something else.
A journalist told me that if you didn't, he was better than you. And,
it turns out that journalist played for 45 minutes.
Let's talk about what Hollie saw.
What did I see? Wow, what was it? No Man's Sky.
Oh God.
In fact, we all went in together, and it was this one time sometimes here when we're at Gamescom, we're so busy, we split into 2 teams so that we can actually get everything done. And this is the one time we've sort of said, no, there's no double booking.
Constructor Con.
We're all going together.
Rob and I literally ran to get here.
Yeah. We went to see Project Cars, and we got from there to where No Man's Sky was in 8 minutes.
That's like that's taken me and Nate in good time, at least 18 minutes.
Yeah, we ran.
There's been a lot of
We should probably talk about No Man's Sky.
But it's just...
It's hard to know what to say.
It's difficult,
visually, they went into, like, you never normally see it, they went into the mathematics of it. So broke the game down, loaded up the dev tools, and you saw the sort of mathematical equations calculating the world and how they were developing it, and watching things. They don't pop in, they fade in, but you can see the world being created around you.
Yeah.
It was...
It's unbelievable.
Because it's generated in this way as well, there's practically no load times. You just go somewhere else and then it's there, and you're not going to travel at those speeds anyway, but they were going from planet to planet. They just type in coordinates effectively and then there's the planet.
It's so, I think we're all used now to trying to understand how games work, to think about how impressed we should be about them. And this is one game where he was just explaining it and we're all like, yeah, no, you've lost me. And the thing is, like, I've just given up caring. I don't care. I just want to play this nearly infinite world with an almost infinite variation of ships and animals now. And it's for once I can just go, it doesn't matter how it's made, it's here, I'm inside it.
Before we had the presentation, I went up to Sean, who works at Hello Games, said, dude, look, I interviewed you about Joe Danger for Access and Indie Week, and I said, what are you working on? And you bluffed me off with them like, not really anything at the moment. I was like, God damn it, Sean, you were working on No Man's Sky, you didn't tell me.
Yeah, it's slightly
That's
different
horrible.
to
That I felt bruised. But I also, I didn't get to see, but I did chat to the guys from Rime, and I also chatted to Mike Bithell, which is really nice.
Yes.
And they're really nice chats. Mike's especially, it's lots about feelings about being in the industry and about what he got to where he was, as well as about volume, but it's a really nice chat.
And they'll both be on the channel.
Rime, if you're, I'm not going to say any of the key things that we learned in the interview because I really want you to watch the interview, but if you're looking forward to Rime, there's some really delicious, little like droplets of information that, especially for Rob and me, just changed. It was a game changer. That was it. It was like an insta. I had to have this after he sort of said those words.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
And that was Wednesday.
And that was Wednesday. And now we've got Thursday to get to. Thursday's equally as packed. We've got even more to see.
Tons more.
But yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That is our roundup. If you've got any questions for us, you can try and leave them in the comments below, and we'll try our very hardest to get back. We're trying to see as much as we can. There are some things, sadly, we're not able to see here. Sadly, Tearaway isn't here to see. We're trying to track down Wild.
If you've got any suggestions for what should be on the outside of Rob's box as well, that's
what picture should we put on the outside of Rob's box when he makes his box video?
To the channel as well.
Please do subscribe.
Subscribe.